spot on. You know, you can tell that he went back when he turns around. He hits that deep hamstrings and the back double biceps. That's another shot for Flex.
As I mentioned earlier, I was at the prejudging. It looks like Flex has even dried out from then. Looks really great. Vintage Flex Lewis right here. Very dramatic posing routine. Real sense of artistry. Back in the day when he was coming up, Flex was known for his incredible leg development, and really it could have been said they overpowered.
He was known for his incredible calves.
Calves in particular. Well, look at those things. But he's done a very good job of balancing himself out.
You'll never see him wear long pants. I don't care if it's 5 degrees outside.
Middle of winter.
Shorts. Yes.
one of the more popular bodybuilders in the world. I don't care if you're talking about the big division or the 212 division. This is a guy with a big fan base, and he's back here looking for number 6.
And number 6 is not without his reach. He is definitely in the driver's seat in this category, Dan, and he's got probably one of the best set of calves in the entire show, including the open division. Those calves are from another planet. This kid turned pro by winning the British Championships over in England. Comes to us by way of Wales. Spent some time out in Tennessee, and now he's set up in Florida. Now he's had to go through the hurricane and the death of Dallas McCarver, and having to, you know, go to a funeral and then have to go through this just like Josh Lenarkowitz. And yet he still found a way to come out here and represent, and he says he's representing for Dallas, because this is what Dallas would have wanted, James to go out there, defend his title, and bring home that trophy.
He's also become a great presenter of his physique, and I'm so glad you mentioned Dallas McCarver. For those who don't know, Flex Lewis and Dallas McCarver were extremely close. They did just about everything together. They ate together, they trained together, and they were supposed to be here together. Dallas was not planning to compete this year, but they were supposed to continue to train together, and of course the sky was the limit for Dallas McCarver, and I know Flex, as you mentioned, salutes Dallas's legacy this weekend with what he hopes to be another title.
Yeah, and let's not get it twisted. He is not at his best.
All right, Dan Solomon along with Sean Ray. We are watching the #1 bodybuilder on the planet, weighing 212 pounds on the nose. They call him the Welsh Dragon. He's won this event each of the last 6 years under the direction of super trainer Neil Hill. He is looking for title number 7. He has told us this will be his final time competing in this division. And as I mentioned, there is no bodybuilder who weighs 212 pounds or less who has had more success than James Flex Lewis. And he is here for what he tells us is going to be the final time in this division.
Talk about a guy that has the true grit. Flex Lewis is unwavering in winning competitions, Dan. He's the first ever Arnold Classic 212 champion, former British champion, and of course he just killed it on this stage, and in every competition he's been in.
You know, Sean, I thought last year he managed to win not at his best. There were some problems. He had some issues with his prep in the final weeks. He managed to pull out the victory to keep his run alive. I was concerned for Flex coming into this contest. I wasn't sure how his body was going to respond. I wasn't even sure what the 2018 version of Flex Lewis is. I was concerned based on what we saw last year. There was some trends that I was not comfortable with, but he silenced those concerns right off the bat when he walked out here last night during preliminary judging, and he showed us exactly what he knew he could deliver, while some of us doubted he could do it.
Well, you'll notice those big billowing calves, those cow calves, and they're massive. He's brought the thigh separation back to the stage. And of course, from the back, this is where he has a tendency to separate himself from the pack. His peers have not gotten up to the thickness that he's got on his back, the delts, the tightness in the glutes.
And to be clear, one of the reasons Flex and his trainer Neil have suggested they're going to walk from this division is they feel like the division is now holding them back. He feels like his body wants to do more than what this division will allow. The idea of having to make weight has held him back, has limited some of his progress. So perhaps we'll get to see him in open competition in the years to come. I know he has some business interests, things that he wants to focus on. He's growing a family. He and his wife, Allie, have a beautiful little girl, and they have plans potentially to grow their family. So not only does he want to grow his physique, but he also wants to grow his family. And Sean Ray, this is not only one of the most popular champions, but he's one of the